So after so long in Bleach, finally we get one of my most favourite character designs in the entire series, and I think people would know fully well what that is and how badass it was when it first appeared. Yes, we are talking about that full hollow Ichigo. Like, finally, after so long, we have it returning. So we started off this chapter basically seeing a bit of Uryu and Hashbal, and he was pretty much saying, like, you know, why are you so, like, concerned about me, like, being, like, you know, what kind of human I am. It's like, you've never struck a person that, like, would be, like, interested in such, you know, extraterrestrial and, like, abstract topics. Like, and by the way, it's like, you know what, like, you do realize that this entire time I'm here buying time for Ichigo so he can make his way to your watch, and it's like you know, what's the whole point of this? And it's just like, yada yada yada, he's just going on, and he's like, I told you, man, I've seen the results. You will all perish no matter how long or how quickly I pass the time away with you here. I will not be exposing His Majesty to any kind of perilous, like, situations. Like, and it's like, yeah, I've seen the future, and the future can be changed, that's the thing. But there's something that we don't know about the Almighty yet, and it's just like, what makes the Almighty truly terrifying is not merely its ability to see the future. So it's making it sound like it also has another ability to, like, something that can alter the future. It's like, maybe in, like, some ways it's like it already knows, like, what it needs to do to correct the future. Like, in some ways, like, the Almighty we already know is a pretty goddamn fucking terrifying ability. So I'm kind of curious as, like, exactly how it's going to go down with this, and, like, you're going to make it even worse, because by the time that if, like, Hashwell goes down before, like, what, Ichigo's still going against your watch, he's just going to get more of his powers back. He's just going to return even more stronger than before. So honestly, the best way that Uryu can actually deal with this situation is by, like, actually just holding this guy down. It's just like, I have to, like, literally buy them much time. And then we return to Ichigo, who just goes through a fucking pillar, and it's just like, well then, that happened. He's just like, Ichigo, you need to calm down for a second. And, like, Orihime can clearly see, it's like, yeah, he's calm. Like, he's generally calm. He hasn't got, like, I'm going to murder you watch face. But then it's just like, oh, I'm just still gonna charge in there, going like he's going in there like some fucking Apache warrior with, like, two swords going, ah, like, screaming at him. And it's just like, you know, Ichigo, I think, like, with the tactics that you, like, clearly said at the end of the chapter what you had, I think there were much better ways to get rid of that stuff. And, like, even with, like, your watch keep going, saying, like, oh, you know, like, all these facts, do they sit well with you? Like, are you okay? Ending it like this, Ichigo. And at least now, even though, you know, we had another Kurosaki-kun in this, at least Orihime now is finally helping in the fight. Like, healing Ichigo, even as well, like, using some coordination. It's like, coming in immediately, it's like, yo, block the attack, there you go, thank you. And it's like, she was concerned, saying, like, you know, like, she thought, like, he was going to act like an animal, but it's like, pretty much, you know, there was a reason behind, like, what he was doing. And he's like, I had intentions. It's like, I needed to buy some time to unleash this Quincy Ryatsu because there's someone I needed to jolt awake. And then I think everyone know, it's like, oh shit, the katanas are turning white. And I'm like, okay, we know who wants to be woken up right now. And then we see it, the fucking horn comes out with the black light around everywhere. Full Hollow Ichigo. Like, yeah, we finally got old Whitey back in there, as, like, his nickname was, like, from Aizen. So finally we get Hollow Ichigo back in here, and I'm like, thank fucking god. And people know that this, like, you know, this transformation, it looks a lot like what Zangetsu had in his Bankai form combination. Like, the only difference is that he hasn't got the helmet around his head with, like, so I'm really glad that we're actually seeing, like, him again. And, you know, that's kind of cool. Like, the katanas are turning white, obviously, you know, showing, you know, like, how, like, Hollow Ichigo has his swords. And I was like, that's cool, we're going to have that in this, like, and now that the two are now actually finally becoming one, they're actually joining up, I'm kind of curious to see what kind of power-up this is actually going to do to, like, Ichigo in general. I did like, though, like, because it's like, there wasn't a clear explanation for a very long time. Even before Ichigo got the new swords, it's just like, he didn't have his, like, Hollow Master, like, all this time, like, you know, and I really wanted to see it again, because that was the thing. I really did like the Hollow Master, like, you know, transformation, and one of the things is, like, I absolutely love full Hollow Ichigo's design in general. I mean, look at the guy, like, the thing, it's an absolute monster. I love the horn design, I love the pure, just, like, Jimin, Latif, like, I love everything about that design, and I'm hoping that, you know, this will come into, like, some sort of player going against your watch. Like, this is just going to help him, like, fire off some Ceros, and, like, hopefully, maybe, you know, some other stuff will come along the way. I do like it a lot. I think it's kind of cool that, you know, like, only half of the body is, like, going into, like, you know, like, the horn design, and then obviously he's got, like, the black marks around him, like, kind of like how the tribal marks that he had on the mask originally. Well, I have to wait and see, like, how much of a, like, big power-up this is going to be, because obviously Ichigo has not activated his Bankai yet. He hasn't used anything, but I think that's kind of cool that after this long, like, you know, we're finally seeing something, you know, about this, like, for, like, Ichigo's power with the Hollow. I mean, all that we had in this chapter was that we had, like, Hashfall talking about, yeah, there's more going on with, like you watch his power than we actually know. Orihime was going in there, healing, and Ichigo pretty much didn't say a lot in this chapter apart from the Inoue back me up and then the last couple of words like transforming, and like most of it was just you watch kind of saying the same things as he did originally, like saying, you know, if you fall here both for Soul Society you'll be the end of my hand, you know, rowdy. It's like, yo, you watch, shut the fuck up for a moment. It's like, yo, let Ichigo have the time to talk, let him deal with this shit and let him transform. I did enjoy this chapter like a lot and all that. I think I would have liked like a little bit of an explanation on the whole Ichigo like horror thing. I know that we like obviously probably gonna get that next week, but like even still, it's like I will say the design's cool like a lot. I don't know, I kind of hope that he also has the mask back as well, but I think this was a kind of the confirmation that, you know, he isn't going to have the mask anymore because it's like kind of like fused with him now, like since the souls are obviously intertwined with one another, and it's like, hey, you know, they finally come to reason that we're going to have Hollow Ichigo and Ichigo in the same, like, kind of working together in harmony. It would be nice if we see some craziness out there, like the old, like, Hollow Ichigo craziness, but I don't think we're going to be seeing that anymore. But overall, I did really enjoy this chapter. I think I'd give this definitely an 8.5 out of 10. I really do like the design, though. I think it's cool with the horn. Like, I really do like that, and I like that he's obviously got one human eye and obviously one hollow eye, and that, you know, he did have a plan. I think there's better ways, though, to unleash, like, obviously, you know, your Quincy Reiatsu in a way. Like, that's some way to actually activate that. But, hey, you know, to each man, you know, his plan. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What you think about this Bleach chapter? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? What do you think about the new design? Do you love it as much as I do? I really do enjoy it. Although I still say, you know, full Hollow Ichigo all the way. I love that design so much. I think that's a really cool monster design. But that's all from me, so I'll catch you guys next time.